Hey everyone, welcome to my 8,000 subscriber special, which is a Q&A. Uh, but first off, thank you so much for helping me to achieve this goal. It is an honor for me to have you guys. Without you, I wouldn't be where I am right now. So, right, yeah, cool place, right? I built this entire place just for this special to make it more special. Yeah, it was a bit cringe, but all right, let's start with the questions. There are a lot of questions, I'll probably put timestamps in the description so that you can find your specific question. Okay, let's start with the first question. What's your favorite food? My favorite food would probably be burgers with fries, but like actual burgers and actual fries, not what they serve you in fast food. Like actual real burgers. You know, the burgers in restaurants are at least somewhat of like worth spending on, unlike what they give you in fast food. Like I know like the whole fast food thing is like you actually just get the food fast and just you know just like oh, not a snack, but like if you don't have enough time to like get a proper meal somewhere, you know, or like yeah, I like real proper burgers that they serve in restaurants. Those are the best. And the next question is, why are you so cool? Yeah, I know it's self-glazing, but like I'm just that cool. I'm an amazing person. No, well, like, yeah, fair enough, I have flaws, but it's still like an interesting question, right? Like, I don't know, like this question made me like just slightly uh reflect on myself, like if I'm even like an interesting person, you know? All right, let's move on. Right. When when will It's Outside finish? And did the VSR create Subject Zero? To some of you, if you didn't know, you could actually ask even lore related questions. Uh, hold up, uh, okay. I just need to like slightly readjust the camera to make sure that you see all the references. References, there's actually only one. When will It's Outside finish? And did the VSR create Subject Zero? Right. Subject Zero, he was not created by the VSR. I know I shouldn't probably like answer lore related questions. You know, you're supposed to like solve it yourself and come up with your own conclusions, but sometimes I will of course answer some. Um, so no, VSR did not create Subject Zero at all. And it's outside, it's slightly complicated to finish. I've stated myself that the whole series um, wasn't sort of made for a sequel nor a prequel. There's actually a prequel. There's a prequel, then the original, and now the sequel. Uh, I've never actually planned to make a sequel to that series, but there was a very high demand for it, so I ultimately went with it. Uh, and that's the reason why episodes take so long, is because I need to script them properly. The scripting is the hardest part, not the editing. The scripting is the hardest part, because I need to make sure that I don't mess up something, uh, so that the story makes sense, you know. Alright, let's see. How is it going behind the scenes? Interesting. I guess it's all right. I don't know exactly how what this question was supposed to mean, but it's kind of fine, you know, like most videos, let's say the Verity one, which was popular now, not the not the video where I played with him, but the scenario one. Um, that for example didn't have a script at all. Is I just went with it. I mean, I guess you can say that it had a script in some way, you know, like the text that the rolling text at the bottom. Some videos don't have are not actually scripted, you know, certain ones, but I think the when it comes to making my videos, I think right now I'm facing like a not a dilemma, but like a decision. It's not that hard of a decision, I guess. I there's a text-to-speech website that I use for my videos, but the website started recently to like limit to how much words you can actually put there. So it is a bit slightly complicated. For each video, I have at least 5 audio files that I have to connect. I can like make it all in one. I have to separate into 5 different audios. So I'm thinking about voice acting the videos myself and sort of ditching it after like, I don't know, like I've used it for 3 years, so I think it's time to move on. I'll think about when I actually do it because I feel like it's the voice is pretty iconic for this channel. Now, if I would make the decision now, some of my older AAS scenarios would still have it if I finish them, like the Silence series and It's Outside as well. They'll still include the same voice so that it doesn't, so of course I don't mess up, you know, because it will look very weird. So yeah, oh, hopefully that answers your question. How do you make your AAS scenario videos? You know, I don't know if I should. I don't know if I want to answer it really. I wanted to save it for a different time. I'm planning on making a tutorial at maybe instead of 10K, maybe at 9K, I will make a tutorial. And then for 10K, I have something, 10K, 10,000 subscribers special. I have something else planned, which if it goes right, I mean, it could be great. You'll see. Time will tell, of course. So, as I said before, I guess I could slightly like answer it, give out the basics. Most of the EAS stuff is made already in the editor, so I don't have to do a lot of recording. I don't. Though that depends on if I want to add something add something to it. So then I use a text-to-speech website, like a EAS narrator, I guess. Then I just put all of the things together. This might surprise you. I use Paint to create my assets. Yep, I use Paint. Not the pre-installed one. I use slightly different one. But it's still Paint. It's still by Microsoft. It's not the one like that's extremely generic and pre-downloaded on your computer. So I put all of these things together, and that's how my videos are created. Um, but I actually have 2 copies of my videos, one without effects and the other one with effects. That's because well, the slight limitation. It's due to a limitation that my editor has. I have to save the video without effects first, and then add effects to it later, and then save it again with those effects. Due to the fact that effects don't apply on text for some reason, so it will look very weird. Yep, that's that's the probably the most basic like explanation of how I make my videos. All right, let's see. What's next? Can you make another voting for a fan-made EAS? Ooh. Now, another community vote. If you didn't know, if you're new here, I tend to do community votes where I post a community post where I list out, where I announce that another community vote is happening. I list out some certain rules, and then you can submit your own ES scenario analog horror idea, and then that idea gets voted on. Those ideas actually like sort of like a little competition, I guess you could say that. Depends on how many suggestions there are, because YouTube only allows, I believe, around only 5 voting polls. So it's slightly a bit annoying, but you know, it is what it is. Basically, the community gets to vote on what they want the most, and the winner gets essentially made. Okay, that sounds a bit weird. But basically, the winning idea uh, gets created. The last one, I don't know when the last one actually happened. I guess you can say that the 7,000 subscriber special was one, but it was like, but the voting wasn't just involved. Right? It was slightly different, but you know, it had some similarities. So I don't have a one planned for now. Maybe after the heat wave concludes, I will make one, but probably in my Discord server. That'll be probably the best one. I'll probably move away from YouTube, from doing it on YouTube to make it easier and more simpler, of course, because I have to scroll through all of the community for the community posts if I wanted to find it, for example. You know, because you can actually search for a specific community post, at least not yet. Uh, so, yeah. All right, let's see. Where do you come up with these amazing ideas? From my room. No, but serious. I don't know. They just like happen at random, you know. My slight advice to you all: if you have like the spark of ideas in your head all of a sudden for a video or for, I don't know, a project, write it down. I think that's the best like advice that I can give. Always write it down, even though you may not even use it in, you know, maybe you'll leave it out because it's slightly complicated. But still, it's better to write it down so you don't forget about it. That's yeah. But I myself don't know how I actually come up with some of these ideas. Okay, some of them are slightly inspired, I guess, from other creations. I have one thing in mind. No, wait, I actually have two series that I want to do. One is based on the book 1984. I actually read it. Very interesting. The other series would be inspired by another AES scenario creator. I believe the guy is called Atlas Foundation. And it'll be sort of based on one of his series. It's something with the I know that in the broadcast in one of his videos, in the broadcast started to glitch out, and there was a person sending like a secret message to the viewers saying to wake up, and that is not the and that they're living in a big world, like a simulation or something like that. It will also be based on an Minecraft ARG, surprisingly. It's called The Decade. I recommend you check it out. So to sum up this question, I get ideas from like just at random. I get ideas like completely out of nowhere, sometimes original, sometimes based on something that I saw myself. All right, let's see. When did you start and why did you start making EAS vids? I started making those EAS scenario videos. The first one was actually well, no, it was surprising. I started actually with It's Outside as it was sort of an experiment. I wanted to do these types of videos, especially after watching Film Theory back when MatPat was still there, doing a bunch of theories on analog horror series, like the Walton Files. That's my favorite one. The Smile tapes, if anyone remembers. That ultimately sort of like pushed me to make this experiment and to start making them. No, yeah, I did make some before. Yeah, you can actually find some of them in my channel like before I actually started to make them like actually just made them just like trans before I actually transferred over to making these type of videos. There were some small of them back then, but they weren't really EAS scenarios. Like they were a part of a completely different story. I won't probably go in detail with it, but yeah, I hopefully that hopefully that answers your question. Okay, there's a pretty similar one. What inspired you to make what inspired you to make a scenario bits? Well, I mean, I already said it. I was watching some of them myself. Yeah, I guess sort of watching AAS scenarios. There was one that I very liked. There were two of them. One about zombie apocalypse. That was very good. And then there was also one was about liminality, like something like that. Very interesting ones. Highly recommend watching them. I actually enjoyed the one with zombie apocalypse. I really liked how like how the entire story was made. It was great. I don't know what else to say. Okay, this person over here has two questions. One, how did the organization from your videos form? Or how the organizations, I believe, from your videos form? And oh, there's three of them. What is your what is your favorite a scenario you made right so far? Uh, are all of the EAS videos connected? Like all of the things happen on the same Earth, but of different areas, or the world, areas of the world, or is it different universe each one? Okay, I'll start with the third question, and as I said before, I shouldn't be really revealing these, but I guess I'll do it now. Like some of it, of course, not all of it, when it comes to lore. But yes and no to the third question about like if all of my series are connected to each other. Yes and no. It sounds confusing a bit, but some happen, like some happen on the same like Earth or the same universe, while others don't. Some are completely disconnected, and there are connections, of course, but not everything is connected. Not everything is happening in the same universe. That would be a complete disaster. So yeah, and it's up to you actually to find out which universes are actually or which series are actually connected with not connected, but like are happening like in the same universe. That's how I would put it. Now the second question, what is my favorite EAS scenario that I made so far? It has to be either it's outside or Paranormalia. Paranormalia, that was the longest series I've ever made on this channel. That lasted for like 4 months. It took me 4 months to actually properly finish. I'm actually not slightly happy about the ending. I feel like it was like, it just got too short. But overall, two of my favorites. Oh, it's Outside, the remastered version, and the sequel as well, like the whole series as a whole, and Paranormalia. Maybe also the Infection series. Oh no, not series. Yeah, the Infection as well. Like the two OGs. Like the Infection, I believe was my second series that I made. No wait, no, not the second. I think it was the third. third actual series that I made. Before that was the cult. That yeah, I never finished that one. Maybe I'll come back to some of the very old videos and remake them. And the first question, how did the organizations form in your videos? Right. Good question. Um, I want this to be up to you, the viewer, to decide. I want you to use the imagination and think of the reason why some of them formed. Like, why did the Department of Paranormal Anomalies research form? Why did Redwood form? You know, I myself don't really have an answer for it, at least to some of them. VSR was mostly formed. Um, now, okay, not formed. Okay, I'm not gonna say that. Okay, there is one that I'm probably gonna. There's one that gonna is actually going to be revealed, like its origin story, like the backstory of a certain organization. You're going to actually see. Well, this is like a little teaser, a little hint. You're actually going to see uh one of those organizations past in the heat wave. I'm not gonna say anything else, but you already have sort of a hint in the second part during the glitch. Some of you actually discovered it, and the message was also like teased as well as a sneak peek for the episode. So yeah, I know it's not like a proper answer to your question, but I hope it's like slightly enough. Right, and let's see what's next. Okay, here's a couple of questions. So first, is there going to be a Paranormalia 2? Yes, I definitely want to make a sequel to it. The I don't know if you like slightly know it, but there's already not a sequel, but a spin-off. I wouldn't even call it a prequel, but it's like a spin-off, like a slight spin-off. Well, not slight, it's a spin-off. The Silent series. I didn't like finish it up last year. I sort of started it. It has 6 episodes. But yeah, there is going to be a sequel. I don't know when, and you don't know when. If you could have anything in the world, what would it be? Anything in the world. Interesting. Like some sort of inner peace, if that makes any sense. Like I want to have like this inner peace within me, like the type of feeling that I know that I have accomplished everything that I wanted in my life and I'm happy with it. I am happy with my life, but it feels incomplete, you know? There's so much to do and so much to explore as well. So I guess like this sort of inner peace that I've accomplished everything and there's nothing else really to do but just sit back and relax. And I hope that all of you guys will reach your sort of inner peace as well one day. Please mention my name in the Q&A because I have been supporting you since the Paranormal started. That was a scary one. Also, for the 9K subscriber special, please try watching two of my favorites, the Boiled one and the Legends of the Vitacarnes. Oh, Vitacarnes, I was also watching that before I started doing all of this. But it was like slightly like early on in the series, like that was like when the series sort of started, I believe. I believe I saw it after I saw a video that MathPat posted. So I guess I can like react to it on a live stream. That wouldn't be a problem. Alright, that concludes all of the questions from the community post. Now there are still some questions that I saw in the video that I followed up after the community post. How do you make the analog horror? Now I already answered that before, but I was specifically talking about EAS scenarios. No, EAS scenarios are sort of a analog horror, but like a subsidiary, if that makes sense. Like you have analog horror, and then you have underneath it EAS scenarios. They're a part of the category, I would say. But yeah, I guess they are sort of a part of the category, at least in the recent years. But I think there was like, I think the older ones were like something of their own, like it's completely own category. Now, in specifically analog horror, I would say I use like in the like the one video, the it's outside, the night all hell broke loose. That was made, of course, using paint, as I said before that, for making assets, and the whole scene was made in Gmod. I used a Gmod map for this. So yeah. Or I sometimes use Roblox Studio to create scenes like this one, for example, or the ruined city in the the final hours of dawn. So yeah, and then search out for certain audios that I would want to use in the video. I use the website is called My Installs or something like that, but you can search up Insta buttons on Google, and it should pop, and the website should should be one of the first websites. And I use that one for searching like some audios that I have, like I even have right now already installed. So yeah. How long does it usually take to make AES videos? Depends. That extremely depends. If you don't count in the script, if I just make like something random like the Verity thing, then I get like that takes around like five without breaks, without procrastination, it's probably 3 hours to put it all together. But if you want to count in the time that I also like script a video, that tends to go even higher. So, and that's specifically only working, like non-stop working. That makes sense. But sometimes I'm like just like at a dead end, like I don't know what to actually add, and I just take some time to slightly think of something. So yeah, it depends on average, but on average back then, at least like 1 or 2 years ago, it took like 2 hours. No, it was definitely yeah. Like on average, it took like 2 hours. Now it takes slightly more as I put more effort into my videos. I I'm considering going back to the old sort of uploading schedule I had roughly around exactly 1 year ago. The uploading schedule was a video on Wednesday and Saturday. Now it's Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday. 3 videos. Now back then the videos barely reached the 2 minute mark. Now they go over 3 minutes. So I think that it's probably better for me to, in order to control the quality more, just sort of like back down on uploads. 2 videos a week is, I think, already enough. 2 3 minute on average videos. That's 6 minutes of content a week. And it will also give me enough time to put more things into each episode. So like, yeah, I might switch back to that uploading schedule after my summer break is over, due to school, of course, so that I won't be like burnt out completely. Question: what TV show do you like? I have a couple of favorites. When I was younger, I loved watching SpongeBob and Scooby-Doo as well. My favorites, and they still are, sort of. There's one show that I very liked to watch. That was Mentalist. Yeah, Mentalist, I think pronounce it. I recommend watching it. It's a detective show, you know. I suggest if you want to, of course. I'm not like forcing you to watch it, you know. I just enjoyed it. I've seen some of your ideas actually under the video that was posted after the community post. What will you do for 9K or 10K? I guess I already answered that. For 9K, I would probably do a tutorial, but the problem with the tutorial, I only just realized it not so long ago, is that how exactly am I going to do it? Because the editor that I use, it's a bit complicated, but if I wanted to say it simply, it's paid, so there's no way that you can actually like use it, at least the version that I'm on. So I'm planning on actually also switching editors to a free one. There's a good one out there. I think it's DaVinci Resolve, something like that. There are two versions. There's the free version and there's the some sort of paid version that's like has more like advanced features, I guess, something like movie studios would want, you know. I might actually do two versions of the tutorial. The one for 9K, I will probably use DaVinci for it, and the other one I might actually include it in the 10K special as a sort of bonus, using my first editor. Well, it wasn't like my actual first editor, but it was my first editor on computer specifically. I did use Filmora before, but it just didn't stick to me, you know. There's still one more question. How many scenarios where humanity wins and completely handles the threat? Uh, I, you're specifically referring to how many how many of my scenarios sort of have the good ending? It's mostly all of them, if you wanted to put it that way, but I guess you can say nearly all of them. Yeah, I would say so. Most of them, yeah. Oh, there's like how many scenarios where the humanity wins and completely handles the threat, like what happened in World War Z. I didn't make World War Z. The infection is basically the infection series is like, well, is the zombie apocalypse. I guess he's referring to that. I guess you're referring to that, but where the humans actually win against the disease, and the game, movie, etc. is someone retelling what happened during the war to other people who never actually encountered. Good question. If you're specifically referring to logs, in most of them, uh, the logs are in most of them are, well, all of them, I guess, are made during the events. That makes sense. Like they're already written and posted during the events. So I mean, I guess you could say like they're like showing the outside world what's happening to them. Yeah. So hopefully that answers your question. And I think that that includes all of them. I don't think I missed any. If I did, I'm terribly sorry about that. Leave them in the comments. If I actually missed your question, just tell me in the comments. I will check it out and answer it in the comments of this video. And yeah, thanks for watching. Again, thank you for 8,000 subscribers. You're all amazing. If you want to join the Discord server, it will be in the link in the description. It's now accessible to everyone, and anybody can join in if they want to. The early access went great. Thank you to those who joined for the early access. Um, I'll be probably creating like a special role for you, just for you. And yeah, that's it. Thank you for your time and have a nice evening.